Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the Everyday Watch channel. For this video, we're going to be checking out some very unique timepieces to come from the Tesse watch company. This is a new Canadian micro brand, and they take their roots from 70s design, but also have some very modern execution in their watches. So in front of me, I have an orange dial Architect, what they call the solar facade, and I also have a Crimson Drive GMT model here. I'm going to start off by showing you guys this Architect, which has an interesting 21-piece facade style dial, giving it some very nice depth and visual interest. Now, all of the cases have this tonneau or cushion style to it, with a 40mm case diameter. Taking a look at the side profile here, the lug-to-lug distance between my thumbs is only 47mm, and then a very comfortable 10.8mm in overall height. That is from the bottom of the screw-down caseback. That also has a display window for the Swiss automatic movement. And then to the top of another flat sapphire here. I think there is some anti-reflective treatment on the underside. And then between the lugs for these supplied straps is an even 20mm. You do get a 2mm taper down to 18mm at the signed Tesse buckle. Nice constructed strap too. The underside is quite supple, and the break-in period is very minimal. And you can also order these watches with different strap options. They do have a nice FKM cut to size rubber option as well. Now let's transition and take a look at this Crimson Drive GMT. The exact same cushion style case that's done here. Very nice brushed finishing on the bezel, and then some nice polish works on the tops of the lugs, on the sides of the case, and then kind of a nice scalloped out midsection with a signed non-screw down crown. But you're still getting 100 meters of water resistance for all of these particular watches. I really like the colorways that are available, and I encourage you to check out the website to see the different color options for both their GMT and Architect models. But this one has a very deep saturated red, bit of a sunburst effect to it, but also has some colorful play with a bright blue GMT hand. Very nice applied and faceted markers on the dial. And then you also have a date complication on this GMT at the 3 o'clock position. And here's a quick in-studio wrist shot of the GMT model on my 7.5-inch wrist for your reference. Very well planted. I think it does wear slightly larger than a 40, given the cushion case, but it's very thin and comfortable to wear. It only weighs in about 83 grams. And transitioning over to the wrist shot here of the Architect. Again, similar wearing experience, just visually different with that facade dial and the pop of orange color that is there. Both watches are equipped with some lume on the hour markers. With the Architect, it's really only at the chapter ring, and it does have very minimal text on the dial. And then with the GMT, you have those more pronounced applied and faceted hour markers, and then multiple hands that also have lume. So not a lot of surface area on either watch for Luminova, but quite intense and evenly applied for what you get. Now I should quickly mention that the price for the Crimson Drive GMT is around 2,100 Canadian dollars versus the Kickstarter price of around 1,600 for the Architect. But when you factor in the price, they are using above grade ETA Swiss automatic movements or an equivalent Solida. So when it comes to the Architect, it's an elaborate grade ETA 2892-A2. So this is actually very nice because you're still getting a 4 Hz beat rate and an extended power reserve. And they also use some nice finishing of their own. And then with the GMT, it actually has a custom movement holder on the periphery, and inside beats a Solida 330-2. And this one does have extended power reserve over more of a base Solida movement. And you do have the collar's GMT function that is there. If you flip the watches to the side, you can see both timepieces have a fairly small crown at 5.4 millimeters in diameter. It is nicely signed, and they're just push-pull crowns. My personal preference would be to utilize a larger and screw-down crown, but these are still quite easy to operate even though they are smaller than usual. So that is my quick overview of these Tesse timepieces. As always, if you have any of your own feedback, please leave them in the comments section of this video. And if you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help me out. Thanks to Tesse for lending in these watches for the review, and I can't wait to catch you guys in the next video.